Trans women are women, and trans men are men. But what are non-binary people? Hot. The answer's hot, and I will not be elaborating.
Stars fading, but I linger on, still craving your kiss.
I was talking to a guy at a bar for a while and he kept calling me she, so finally I was like, hey, I actually use they, he pronouns. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And I went, no, you're fine, you didn't know. And he goes, okay, sorry about that. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. A little while later I see him and he goes, hey, I just want to apologize again. I was like, dude, you're fine, do not worry about it. He's like, no, let me make it up to you, let me buy you a drink. And I was like, sure. And he goes, hey, bartender, could I buy her a drink? Oh, his heart was in the right place.
Not religious, but I feel like if the big evil orange finally kicks the bucket during Pride Month, that can only inherently, definitively mean that God loves the gays.
She does not exist, a shame he's not a fag. The only girl I ever loved was Andrew in drag.
All I'm saying is if you're a so-called bisexual, but you want to bring your straight boyfriend to Pride, the government is trying to call trans people terrorists for existing. We do not have fucking time for this. This Pride Month, remember, too many of our lives are in actual literal danger for y'all to be playing games this stupid. Just say no to pointless queer discourse. Stay active in your community, protect our most vulnerable, and shut the fuck up.
I've never seen the like. Come on, Spully boy. Yes, double 12. That is...
Oh, we're moving in together.
You've only been together a week.
Well, we're in love. When you know, you know. Oh, I gotta go pick up her engagement ring. I'll see you later.
You've only been together a week!
Maybe we'll get a cat!
I saw a video of someone being like, you know, when you say, like, protect the dolls, that applies to trans masked people, too. The Ken dolls. Guys, let's not be dumb. Come on. Like, as trans guys, let's not follow in the footsteps of cis guys where we have to make everything about us all the fucking time. Everyone loves to be included. Oh, it feels so good to be included in the slogan. But, like, come on. Really dumb to not acknowledge that, like, trans men and trans women have very different experiences. And it's not about who has it worse, it's not the oppression Olympics. But, like, it's very different vibes. Especially in, like, the political climate right now. It's all trans people are being attacked. But, like, in the media and stuff, we all know there's, like, a specific focus on trans women. Like, protect the dolls. That's for trans women. That's just for, it's dolls. Like, that's, you know, that's that term. That's not us. It's like seeing a sign that says, protect trans youth, and you're like, but what about me? Like, I'm 25. It's all under the umbrella of, like, trans people matter. We can let women have something. That's okay. That can exist without us being like, hey, I want to be a Ken doll. I'm a Ken doll, too. Can we chill? That's not the vibe.
I will never shit on a queer person for loving Spider-Man, because of course I do. He is a healthy depiction of masculinity that is portrayed in a way that is deemed undesirable and undervalued to the people around him, while also leading an inherently difficult double life because of something that he had no say in. But that something is an inherently large and important part of him and has fulfilled him and given him a way to find and give back to the community. But he has to hide it from everybody around him for his own protection. That is a metaphor for queerness. That is a metaphor for queerness. And it makes complete sense to me that so many of us in the queer community are drawn to him in that manner. He is also, off the top of my head, the only mainstream superhero where he can canonically be anybody. Anybody can wear the mask. And in online fandom spaces, specifically in superhero genres where things like misogyny, racism, homophobia, transphobia, etc. are rampant, it doesn't surprise me at all that in itself and Spider-Man is a safe haven.
Why are there so many movies featuring gay male stereotypes, but so few with lesbians? In short, because of the lesbian feminist social justice movement, a mouthful that goes hard as fuck. Get in, radical lesies, it's queer history time. The mannish lesbian stereotype is never a lovable, tender, or complex character if she appears on screen at all. But it's common to see the pansy stereotype in films because these shallow, pretty boys didn't stand as a symbol for a larger cause. The lesbian did. Early cinema was drenched with whiteness and capitalist propaganda, but many of the lead organizers for union building efforts, the suffrage movement, and the establishment of social welfare programs for children and the elderly were lesbians, some lesbian couples. These organizers were also largely anti-war and anti-military. America personified is literally an old white man starting wars. The lesbian is his exact opposite in every way, so her caricature must be as unflattering and alien as possible. So like all media publishers at the time, the cis-white male movie execs were certainly not about to give this persona a strong narrative arc that would invite audiences to cheer for her. So while both gay men and women were coined sexual inverts and made the butt of the joke, those two punchlines hit differently politically. The archetype of the pansy has existed since the 1600s, with the words fop or dandy being used to describe a vain, fashion-obsessed man. The queer-coded man, nothing new. But the lesbian calling out all of the failing systems of America was groundbreaking. Plus, many mask and butch style trends were newly emerging in Black lesbian circles. A gossipy, stylish man just isn't as threatening to the patriarchy as a feminist in a well-tailored suit. So while femme for femme or soft mask representation is becoming more common in media, it's still super rare to see well-depicted butch lesbians. If you are interested in some positive mask representation on screen, I'll link a great article in my bio. Thank you for joining me for Queer History. I love you, Sapphics. I'll see you soon.
Oh my gosh, I love this show! They're not really gay. I hate it. They queerbaited me. No, they didn't. When heated rivalry star Hudson Williams showed up at the Oscars with his girlfriend, many people were surprised. Girlfriend? Told you he was straight? Having a girlfriend doesn't make you straight. Despite being the leads for the biggest gay romp to hit our screens in a while, Williams and Connor Story have kept their own sexualities private, as is their right. But queerbaiting affects me personally. No, queerbaiting refers to non-LGBTQ plus fiction that hints at queer relationships but never actually delivers on LGBTQ plus representation. Sherlock, Supernatural, Disney. Give Elsa a girlfriend. Queerbaiting is when a show won't give us what we want, but heated rivalry definitely gives us what we want. An actor can't queerbait you. They didn't promise to be one thing and then, surprise, what about when that does happen? Firstly, sexuality is fluid and the labels we use can change. Secondly, no one promised you anything. They're just humans that you parasocially like. I'm devastated. Yeah, says more about you than them. I need to find someone new to ship.
If you want a lover, I'll do anything you ask me to.
A woman who is attracted to other women, but now we have to be super inclusive, so we have to say a lesbian is a non-man who's attracted to other non-men.
TikTok lesbians and knowing absolutely nothing about the colors of their flag or the history of their sexuality or just nothing besides the knowledge that they get on TikTok and Twitter will never fail to not make me laugh. Before we get into anything, I want you guys to take a look at the lesbian flag and what each color means, specifically the top one and even the white one. To start off with the first one, to make it simple, it pretty much means they don't fit within the stereotype of what a woman is. This can apply to trans women, butches, non-binary folks, and even trans-masc lesbians, which again, a lot of trans-masc lesbians end up being butches. It's also funny that they know nothing about he-him lesbians, as of a lot of butches, again, or masc lesbians will identify with the he-him label. It's even more damaging that they automatically connect with masc and he-him with male instead of understanding the history of, again, a lot of mascs and butches will identify with the he-him label. This does not make them men, this just makes them masculine, which is literally their whole term. They also forget there's a lot of AFAB people that are non-binary and agender, but they still are technically lesbian. They also forget that intersex people exist, and they can still be lesbian. And the toxic mindset of, well, if you're not a woman, you can't be lesbian, we shouldn't be comforting to you. Again, first color of the flag. And what about the people that are intersex or AFAB, but just don't fit within the binary of what a woman is? And again, these TikTok lesbians probably blow their marbles out if they knew what a butch lesbian was. There's literally a whole ass book about it too, if someone can, I'm pretty sure it's like Stone Butch Blues or something along the lines of that, that literally describes this. But unfortunately, TikTok lesbians have such a narrow mindset of what gender actually is, besides the knowledge that they get from the toxic places of Twitter and TikTok. And the reason why I say TikTok lesbian and not lesbians is because actual lesbians understand their sexuality and understand that the people that don't fit in the binary and everyone that I mentioned is included. Unfortunately, TikTok lesbians do not grasp that concept. A lot of TikTok lesbians have a very much black and white view of what gender actually is. So maybe before spewing your bullshit with, oh, everyone wants to feel included, maybe look at the history of your flag and understand that not every single lesbian wants to fit into what a binary woman is.
Now I'm spinning.
I'll have a mocha caramel latte chino made with skim milk, no whipped cream. Please put that in a grande cup, but use the same amount of coffee that you'd put into a tall. That way there's about an inch of extra room on top to stir in my own nutmeg without spilling any coffee at all. What do you want?
I'll have a tea.
Half of your trans friends are gonna detransition for a straight man. Everyone has dated each other. Everyone's dated each other. And this person's gonna get offended because you dated their ex, but literally everyone else is also their ex. So what are you supposed to do? Your counselors, they just outed you to everyone, actually. Yeah. You are going to be in at least 3 situationships. At least 3. I will tell you that much. I think I'm gonna make up a false SA allegation so when other people go to the counselors about SA, it's not taken seriously. yeah, that's the move. I'm bisexual, but I don't date girls. But like, I'm such a
You have something I want.
I'm getting ripped tonight. R.I.P. that pussy, yeah!
Good day, I'm Bob the Necromancer, and today we're doing an unboxing.